Hello everyone, welcome to Fever channel. In my last video, I have installed and configured pfSense. If you didn't watch the video, please find the link in the description. Today, I'm going to set up Active Directory for Cybersecurity Virtual Lab. After setting up the virtual lab, in part 2, I'm just going to set up a client machine and going to integrate with the Active Directory. Active Directory play vital role in the enterprise in managing users and computer centrally. Before setting up the Active Directory, let us understand what is Active Directory. Active Directory is a directory service that runs on Microsoft Windows Server. 2022 is the latest version. It is used for centrally domain management. It authenticates and authorizes all the user and computer in a domain, like assigning roles, permissions, security group policies, managing computers, and accounts. In Active Directory, data is stored as object, which is include user, group, application, and device. Please find this video agenda. We're going to create a virtual machine, then we're going to install Windows Server. In my example, I'm just going to set up Windows Server 2019 Enterprise Edition, setting up the domain control after installation of Windows Server, and we are going to set up a few group policies, and finally we're going to integrate the client Windows machine with Active Directory. Let's begin the installation. So let's go to the Proxmox and create VM. And I'm just going to select the version Windows Server 2019 ISO, which is I have already uploaded, and the type is Microsoft one, and this is Windows 11, or you have to see which is the one. So I'm just going to click 10 2016 2019 edition version. So I'm just going to click next and leave it as it's a default. And since it's a AD, I'm just going to increase the size to 100 GB. Next, and I'm leaving to just assigning a one core and one socket, and I'm just slightly increasing the memory to 4 GB. Click next, and this should be comes under DDR1, because if I take you to the slide, so we have created a pfSense in the last video. So we have created one is a LAN and one is for the WAN. So VBR0 is WAN, VBR1 is LAN. So all the Active Directories and all the servers will be behind the firewall. So that is why we are assigning this VBR1. Click next, and this is asking for the confirmations of all this what we created. Click finish, and let's go to the console. Start now. So we are going to install standard evaluation version, or you can, if you can install data centers. So I'm just going with the standard evaluation. There is a two things are there. For example, either you can go with the GUI based or you can go with the console based as well. So I'm just going with the GUI based. So I'm just selecting Windows Server 2019 standard evaluation desktop experience. So click next. This is a graphical environment will be there. If you are selecting, this is a command prompt and PowerShell based, you can do it on it. So I'm just going on the standard version, which just comes with the Windows graphical environment. Okay. Click next. Accept the license, and I'm just going to with the custom installation. Click new, and let it be the 100 GB. Click next, and let the installation begin. Okay. So now we have successfully installed, good to go. So now we go and set up an Active Directory. To set up Active Directory, we have to go to the Service Manager, Manage, Add Roles and Features. Click Next, Role-based features. What we will do is we will do one more thing. If you want, you can change the domain controller name or computer name. Uh, but I'm just, since it's a lab, I'm not going to change this. Click Next. Click Active Directory Domain Service, DNS. DHCP I'm not going to click because DHCP is getting an IP address from my DFSense, so I'm not going to click anything. So all I needed is Active Directory Domain Service and DNS service. Click Next. And if you want to enable something else, you can enable. At the moment, I don't. If you want, there are plenty of services. Maybe we can enable telnet client for if the connectivities and to check any connectivity to see whether any ports are open or something else, so that we can keep the telnet client as open. Apart from that, if needed anything service in the future, we can come back and we can enable. Now we can start the installing the feature. Okay, so the feature has installed successfully. Close it, and we have to go and configure the Active Directories. Let's click promote this as an Active Directory. So we are going to create a new forest. So we don't have any other domain control, existing domain control, existing forest or anything. This is a completely a root, new one. So select add a new forest, name it Beaver. Click next, and the root name is Beaver. The DNS entries also will be on beaver.in. So we have to set the directory service restore password. Next. So I don't want to create any DNS. So this is the only service. Let it be. Now it is verifying the NetBIOS name. Let keep it as it is. I'm not going to change it. It default. Click next. So these are the database where the files our the user, the policies, whatever the related to the Active Directories domain controller. So the database will be created on this folder, and the log files, whatever it is generating, will be stored on this one. And system volumes folders will be for your troubleshootings. You have to come back on these folders and you have to do it. So I'm not going to change anything. I'm leaving it as it is, and it is asking to verify all this whatever we selected. Click next, and it is verifying the prerequisite for domain controller operation. So it will take some time. Okay, so it's all warning. There is nothing error. So let me go and install. Okay, so the installation is completed. So that is why it is asking for to sign out from this, so that we can log in as a domain administrator. Close, close. We'll be restarting. Let's wait for the profiles to apply the changes, and Once it is come back, we will log in as a domain administrator. Okay. So we will go and quickly create a wallpaper when the user login. So they will be getting the same wallpaper. So to do that, we need to have a wallpaper. In my case, I have already created a wallpaper. Let me open. This is the wallpaper I have created. What I need to do is I need to create a folder in the C drive, folder, wallpaper, and I have to copy this file and drop it on C drive, Windows, C drive, wallpaper, and paste it. Okay, so now I have dropped the file. So now what I need to do is I need to do a file sharing of it. So this should be file share it with all the domain users. So what I need to do is I need to create a domain users, add, we read and share it. So that this is the path of it. So let me copy the link and keep it in the notepad. Okay, so this is the file path, which is the directory. So now what I need to do is I need to go to the group policy management. To do that, group policy management, and this is the forest. What we need to do is let's open a forest and group policy domain beaver.in, maximize it. Now it is visible. So what we need to is all the policies what we are going to create on here only. So you can see there are default policies will be there. So right click, new, and we're going to create the policy we will call the fever policy. Click OK. Okay. So now we have created this policy. So now what we need to do is we need to create a policy on it. To do that, right click, edit. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create a user configuration. So just go to the user config and Windows settings. The file we're going to add this file. So right click, new, the file. Okay. So the file what we created, we're going to click. So let's go to the notepad. Copy this path. Okay, paste it. Okay. And the file name is wallpaper.jpg. Let's go and quickly, that is all. Go to the drive, wallpaper, wallpaper. I have given it, and the destination is correct. Uh, okay, right click, we will paste it. So this should be archived, and let's try the valid file name. Now it will be click OK. So now we have uh, configured this one. So now next we have to configure GPU to automatically enable the local copy of the image, the wallpaper. And what we need to do is let's close this one. We'll go to the again user configuration policies. This time we need to go to the policies, and we need to go to the administrator template, and go to desktop, click desktop, enable. So you have to see desktop wallpapers will be there. So you have to click enable it, and we have to give the file name. So same thing, see wallpaper. It should be what is it should be fill, or it should be fit. I'm just going with the fit. Apply. Okay. Uh, Save this. We have saved this one. Applied. So now what we need to do is we need to apply this changes to our exiting one. So right click, link an existing GPU. So we have to click it. We have to select this fever policy. Click OK. This policy will be applied to our domain. Okay. So when the user is login, you will be able to see this wallpaper. So now we have configured wallpapers successfully. Okay. And we have to set an account lock. So again, we have to go to the policy. We'll go and we have to go to computer configuration, policies, Windows settings, security settings, account policies, account locked. Okay. So once you did, you will be, it says like account, lockout duration, threshold, everything is you set it. The first one is I'm going to set a threshold. Click this one, check this box. So 3 items. If 3 items is there invalid, it will get locked. Right? And the duration is giving us 30 minutes. Okay, I'm just going with this. That's okay. After 30 minutes, account gets locked. It okay. The remaining, I'm just leaving as it is. So if the account get locked in a 30 minutes duration will be there, then automatically after 30 minutes it be getting account will be get automatically unlocked. Okay. Now again we have to go back and link existing GPO, account lockout, click OK. Okay, so this policy also applied. Now we have successfully, so now we have successfully account lock also done. So I'll mark it as done. So now we have to disable the guest users. If any guest users are there, we will be disabling it. So same thing, we will do the thing. policies. Object will create a new this disable list. Okay, click OK. Hit computer configuration, policy, those settings, security settings, local policies. Okay. So here we need to search for account guest. Okay. This should be disabled, right? Okay. If there is anything guest account is there, automatically this will get disabled. And again, we have to go to an existing zip code. So here is this policy also we have applied it. The last final policy is configuring the message. So what we will do is we will go quickly and go to the policies, get a policy object. Right click, new, create is message. Okay, so we will try to edit, go to computer configuration, policy, those settings, settings, local policy. We'll search for active logon, active logon, message, message text for user attempting to log on. Okay, so we will click this one, find this message, come to your I it back the existing with it. Now this message, click OK. So now we have successfully configured all the actually we have configured domain control and the policies. So now it is a time to set up a client mission. So what we will do is we will set a dummy account. So I'll name it as a dummy or for the reference. But I'm just creating a guest account. So that if the account should be disabled. So I'm just creating as a guest one. I'm just giving a password. Okay. So I have configured a Windows 10. So let's try to connect our Windows 10 domain controller. To that, let's go to the computer management. That you can I can show you that there is no user has been fever.client. So we're going to configure fever.client. That is a user we're going to configure on this client mission. Let me see there is a but the thing is I have created a guest one. So we see what well, I'll enable this also, that the policy what we did that should disable this one for a testing purpose. I am just keeping, so you can see this guest account is active. What we will do is let's go to the PC, click properties, and we will try to add it with the domain. Before do that, let's go and see the IP address of this. Should also be the same, also big kind of firewall only. Okay. So let's go and if you want to rename, you can rename it. But what I need to do is I need to go to advanced system settings, the name. Want to change, you can change the name, but I'm just going to. Only thing is I'm going to add with the domain. The domain is fever.in. So here I need to. So it is joining in the domain. So what we will do is we'll come and see there is no computer at the moment. Let's keep refresh. Okay, so I figured out the issue. So one is like it is communicating with my outside one, my public IP address. So that's why the name resolution is not worked. So what I did is I have changed to the pbird instead of pbird.in. I have changed my the work directory, the domain group into pbird.lab. I have set it. I have changed the forest name into pbird.lab. And one more thing, what I did is I was giving the IP address of this. In the DNS. So my DNS, I'm just giving over there so that it will be the query will be get resolved over. So these are the two changes I have made it, and now I can able to log in. I can join the domain. So successfully the people.lab domain, we have joined to the domain. So when you are configuring is ensure you are not using the public domain addresses, and because since it is a lab environment, if you try to resolve it, the public IP address will not be able to authenticate, not communicate. So try if you are creating in a lab environment, try to create an alias name. And second thing is go to the network uh, thing and use for example I'll show you and go to the network settings and always in the DNS just give the your active directory IP address, then you give the pfSense one, so that now you're able to after giving this made this two changes, I can able to connect with the pfSense with the pfSense .lab domain controller. After making these two changes, I able to successfully able to connect on it. So click OK, and this will ask you to restart your computer to apply the changes. Yes, click OK, apply. We'll close it. So restart now. So now we can go. What we will do is we will see the computers, whether any computer is joining. So tools, users and computers. You can see this. So the community computer is you got this one. So from here you can control the computers from here. So you can even you can disable or you can see the what is the operating system, what is a member of it. You can add this computer into part of any authorized access and those things and all. so that will be you can manage the computer centrally from the Active Directory domain. So let's go see and whether the machine is booted or not. If it is booted, then we will be logging with the pver.client, the user what we created. So let's go to the user pver lab. So this is the user we created. So we're going to log in with this. And once it is done, the group policies, whatever we created, it will be pulled over there. So let's quickly go to the. So I need to log in as a pver. You can see it's sign in as a pver. So what I need to do, pver.client. But you remember that we set it that the user has to change the password when you signed it. So we check that one. That is why it is asking. Click OK, and you have to change the password. So we have to click the have to put. So the password we have successfully changed it. It's getting logging on it. The profile is creating. So since the first time the profile is creating it. So the user we created on here, and since the domain is joined, the laptop is joined in the domain. So if you create a some other user, you can log in with there also. This is the advantage, so that you can manage computers and users centrally. You no need to configure users in each machines, individual machines, and those things. So that's what enterprise would do it, because in enterprise there will be a 10,000 or more than 10,000 machines. So you cannot configure locally the users, and you cannot make it in a work group. So once you bring all the laptops or all the endpoints under the domain, it will be easy, so that user can log in remotely from anywhere, any computer, without any problem. And their accesses, permissions, and policies you can from the Active Directories you can control easily in centrally. This is the this is why we are using a domain control. In all the enterprise, we will be having a domain controller. So that's what we are setting up in our lab also. So let's go and quickly EMD GP update, that I'm just updating the policies. So now the policy has been successfully updated. Let's wait for some more 10 to 20. All the this is going to get over. So you can see that the group policy is applied. So what we will do is we will go to computer management, see the guest account of what we enabled is disabled, or go to the computer management, Docker, users. You can see the guest what we created is disabled. So we have installed and configured Active Directory successfully. In my next video, we're going to set up vulnerable Linux web server. If you have any question, please comment below the video or reach out via Discord or Telegram platform. If you think the video is useful, please consider giving a like and share it. Follow me on social media for the channel updates. Thank you all for watching this video. Bye for now. Take care.